gonna miss this party now, 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 now. Can't go back no more, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna miss this party now, now.
Saying that's ridiculous, that's stupid, but you're allowing them the opportunity to speak what they think they need to be, what they believe they're supposed to be doing. And so what happens is you don't have a child that decides because you say I can't, now I'm going to prove to you that I can.
Right.
And so they end up in places and spaces that they don't even like, just trying to prove a point to you. Because teenagers, probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe even younger than that now, they all kind of have the same mindset. I say probably 13 and above, and we have the youth pastor in here with us, that I know everything.
Right.
Or mostly everything. And so I have an idea that I believe will work. And you have the adults sitting there like, I've already been down that road. That does not work. That's not going to work out for you. But then you're open to hear what it is that they have to say, because a lot of times if you tell somebody they can't, then the only thing they want to do is prove to you, I can.
Right.
And so they'll hit brick wall after brick wall, but still trying to prove to you that you were wrong and I am right, and end up in, like I said, in places and spaces that they don't want, and not even enjoying life just because you would not go along with them for just a little bit, because I mean,
wow, that's good.
they don't believe in impossibilities at those ages.
Right.
They just believe I can, and then you know what? You want them to believe that they can do things, and so you have to leave that table open for that to take place. And so, over the years, I heard some really interesting things I'm gonna do. Oh, okay. And my mom going, well, we're gonna see how that's all gonna work out, because. And then I'm not gonna help you get it done. I'm not. I'm not gonna help you get it done. I wanted to go to college.
Let's talk about that.
I wanted to go to college. I wanted to go to college early. I don't even know why, but I did, and my mom wanted me to stay home and work. She said, you want to go away to school, and I think you should save money first. I think you should save some money first, then go to school. And I'm like, no, it's all going to work out. I can't tell you the number of days I didn't eat.
Wow.
Until I got a job.
Because you went to college when you were...
Well, I left when I was 16. I was turning 17 in a few months. But see, I didn't even wait for, most people wait when school starts September. Nah, I went in December. I'm starting in the winter quarter.
As soon
I'm
as
leaving.
I can.
I'm leaving. I graduated. I'm leaving.
Yes.
Bye, y'all. And
nice.
You don't. She was telling me all this stuff. You don't have this, and you don't have this. And no. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. And that's how young people are. Right. It'll be okay. I'll be all right. And then I got there, and it's like, I guess I need to get a job, which I'd never had one, and that was a concern too.
Right.
You've never worked before. It's okay. You just go to work, right?
Right.
You just go to work. That's what you do. And so. Yeah, I struggled for a moment, but then she wasn't against me going to school. That wasn't it.
Right.
But that's not what young people hear. So, yeah.
So then, did you carry the memory of that into how you responded to your kids when they came up with their ideas?
No, not really. I had. So like it was so many seemed like to me at the time. I kind of was halfway in, halfway out, halfway in with what they were saying. Oh, yeah, okay. We'll see. That was my thing. Okay, we'll see. And then I had a supervisor once who told me she had 2 children, and she said to me, it must be wonderful having 4 kids. And in my mind, I'm thinking, why in the world do you think that?
Right.
And she said, because of the different personalities and how they see life differently. She said, it's got to be real festive at your house. Well, I never considered it festive. I considered it loud.
Right.
Y'all need to sit down and be quiet. I can only listen to one of y'all at one time. What are you saying? The back and forth. I was talking first. You need to stop. Are you listening to me, Mom? Okay, all four of y'all
We're
talking.
talking at the same time.
At the same
Which
time,
one am I supposed to be
I just
listening
got off
to?
work. I'm
Right.
tired. I'm trying to get food on the table. All y'all go in and sit
That's
down. Shut up.
funny.
Just be
Yes.
quiet. But when she said that to me, I had a whole nother attitude. And so when I went home, I realized I actually could hear them. You know, and I say, no, you didn't even hear me. Yes, I did. I would say, yes, I did. And I would,
Tell
you
them.
said this, and you said that, and you said this. And they sometimes be like, that's stupid. You ain't got, I'm like, that's right. Tell them.
You tell them.
You tell them it's stupid.
Yeah.
Mom, they
So I
said I
don't
was
have
stupid. No,
to.
they didn't say you were stupid.
That's
they
stupid.
said that what you're saying is stupid. And it became a joy to me just
Yeah.
to listen to my kids, because it was like, you know what, you're right. They do have all these different personalities. They all are coming from different directions. They all see things differently, and this could be fun. So it became a joy to watch them grow and mature and make decisions versus it being a contentious
Yeah.
place to be. But also, I wanted to mention, I didn't want it to close without mentioning that making bold moves. One of the things he said about making bold moves is it doesn't have to be a big move.
That's good. Right. Mm-hmm.
It could be a small move that causes a big change to take place
Yeah.
in your life. So boldness doesn't necessarily have to be grand and
Right.
big, but a boldness is to correct something that you know is wrong. And admit it.
That's good.
That's boldness as well. And so we have to keep that in mind, because when people hear it, especially when you hear it in the church, people's mind go all over the
Right.
place, and they forget about those small, I'm not calling them insignificant, small significant things that can change the whole outcome of something. It's almost like what is the rudder on a boat.
That's right.
It's not that big, but
Right.
it'll cause
It controls the whole boat.
it'll turn the whole boat around. And so you can make small decisions that will change the course or trajectory of your whole family.
That's good.
And so to me, that was a small thing for me to go
right.
home and not try to shut everybody down, but to hear what everybody had to say, which meant that gave my children liberty
That's
to
good.
be able to speak even the most ridiculous stuff to me. And I just kind of laugh about it within myself, because they're so serious. And learning that because it's not serious to me does not mean it's not serious to them. And so therefore we're thinking about adult things. Well, they're thinking about things in their where they are. And so one of the things I tried to get my children to see, they didn't, because they don't. I'm like, you know what? Why are you so concerned about these people at school? Half of them you're not even going to see after you graduate. And then after you get out of college, you may know two of them, maybe. So why are you letting them get, they're just looking at, but this is my world I'm living in. And
Right now, these are the people.
Right. These are my people. I'm like, I promise you, you're not going to know them. You're not going to know them. And that's difficult for someone of a young age to realize that. And even for adults, a lot of times people are not going to be around you forever. And so therefore you're sinking everything into this person when the whole trajectory of your life may change. I mean, think about it. Well, I can think about it. I was born in Atlanta. I went to college in Alabama. I went back to Atlanta, and then I moved to Tampa.
Right.
Ask me how many people
Right.
I have kept in contact during that time. Not as many as I started with.
Right.
So, and all of this took place just because of decisions that I made. So there's no decision that's not connected to something else. There's no matter how small it is, it connects to something. And so
That's good.
Yeah. So
Sometimes those small, bold moves that's what sets you up to make what you would consider a bigger one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I like how the Bible says that we need to apply the word of God to our everyday walking around life. So we can get to those bold moves. So you apply everything and don't think of anything as insignificant. There is no thing that you do that does not connect with something else. That's just how it is. And so, yeah.
I want to bring back in, you mentioned the word recovery. I imagine a lot of the just supporting or giving room for people to do what's in their heart comes with the trust or the faith that, I don't know if the thought is, well, what's the worst that can happen? Or God can take care of it, or God will lead them the right way, or that my faith in God is what's allowing me to give you the room to do what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, my submitting you to God.
Okay, that's good.
My submitting you to God. I'm trusting him to take care of you because he cares about you more than I do. And he's the one who has the plan for your life. I don't. The journey that you're going to take or the path that you're going to take, I didn't design it. He has. And that's with all people. Just because you go in a particular direction doesn't mean that's their course to follow. So you always have to leave in you don't forget the Holy Spirit in nothing that you're doing. We always make sure that we are talking to him about what it is that we want to do. And the Bible keeps saying, submit everything to God, show it to God, tell God about it, let him know what's going on. And so we have to submit people to God as well. Even the visionaries, you have to submit them to God, because visionaries, they see a lot of stuff. Some of it, yes, some of it's no. But they dream. That's just a part of who they are. They just imagine. They sit down and imagine and will go off into a daydream without. I mean, it's just a part of who they are. They see stuff and they. I got better at it, but Greg would take me places, and in my mind, I'm thinking, all I see is what I see. I don't see what you're singing. You're gonna have to give me some more words. You're gonna have to help me because I don't see that. But visionaries, they can have a vision about, when I say they can have a vision about anything and everything, they can. They can imagine it different. Regardless of what they see, they can imagine it different. We would go house shopping. He was like, yeah, we can just tear down this wall right. I was just like, Jesus, help me. I don't know what he's talking about. You can't tear down that wall. It's like, well, yes, you can. You can tear down the wall, and then we could do. I'm sorry, I just had a thought. Yeah. When we were much younger and got married, it's like, so we're not gonna live in an apartment. We're gonna move into a house. Okay, let's go find a house. We walk into this house, and the hot water heater is in the middle of the floor in the kitchen. The middle of the floor. What? And I walk in, and I said, what is going on here? Greg's like, no, so what we can do, I said, oh no, we can't do anything with this. And he couldn't convince me. He could not convince me. He said, but we can get this house out of the deal. I said, of course we can. The hot water heater's in the middle of the floor in the kitchen. Did they build around it? Why is this here? But I just had that, and it was a really ugly yellow color, but he couldn't, all his dreaming could not, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But in his mind, it was workable. And that's how visionaries are. It's workable. It may take a lot of work, but it's workable. We can, so you have to know. Funny. You have to know when you got a vision, a visionary in front of you, or someone who has vision.
Let's talk about it. What you saying?
So what I say?
What you saying?
A visionary can see anything changing and working out. Right. A person who has vision is someone who has a vision and they work out that vision. Yeah. So visionaries are different. Yeah. They can they have a vision about this chair, these mics, your shirt, I mean, they look at it and all of a sudden stuff starts to change.
Stuff different, right?
It's so different. That's why I'm like, it's a difference between a visionary. Yeah. That's why they don't understand why you think it can't be done. Yeah, that is right. That's good. It can be done. We can go to the moon. We can do it.
I can see it.
I can see it. I saw us there.
That's good. You know, the thing that we all want most, talking about the group of people that we're talking to, we want the people around us to be able to hear from God. Yes. And I hear this message talking about really putting that into practice. Like we don't want to dictate every step that a person makes. we want it. It is in our best interest to have and create and steward an environment where people can hear from God and then follow and do it. And you mentioned something that made me think about not just in our marital relationships or parenting relationships, but even as there are people who are in this room and that we're talking to who are leaders. You lead a department, you lead a team. You want to do things in a way so that the folks in your team aren't waiting on you all the time.
Right.
You want them to hear from God.
Right.
So then cultivating an environment that allows for it is top priority.
It is. It is, because sometimes the answers it don't come from the top.
Right.
There's a case actually in the Bible where the answer came from the servant, I believe. Yeah, it wasn't the man in charge. They prayed, but there was someone, let's call it a part of the team, who actually had the answer for it. Yeah. So, yeah, it again, bold moves. We have in our minds about what we think is bold, because we think bold is always loud. We think bold is always seen. We think bold is always, I guess, one step above another person. That's how we see boldness. But to be honest with you,
that's good.
You have to be bold to do what God says, tell you to do. Because most of the time when God is telling you to do something, you can't do it on your own. Most of the time when God is having you to make a bold move, it could be correcting something. But it's going to require him in order for it to take place. So to me, obedience to God, that's a bold move. It's not anything people can always see or identify with, but then you know when it happens. It could be as simple as God telling you don't get involved in that conversation, and you know you want to.
Right.
You want to be a part of it, but then God is saying you need to back away. Don't do that. You have to be bold. You have to be bold when you're in a conversation and God tells you to stop.
Yep.
Because I've had some of those. I'm in the middle of the sentence and God said, don't say that. And it's like, so how do I finish this sentence? I mean, has anybody ever, besides me, I'm talking and all of a sudden it's like, don't share that. And it's like, God, I'm like in the middle. Okay, so how do I stop this? How do I stop this conversation? And for me, it happens sometimes when it's like, God, I'll just kind of say it lightly. I won't just be direct in it. And then God will tell me, now that you've done that, now you got to tell them that I told you to stop.
Right. Now you got to be bold again.
I got to be, no, now I got to really be bold, because now I got to say, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. Not because it was wrong, but because God told me not to.
That's right.
And I've had to do that. And I'm like, God, I think you just pick on me. But I can't walk away with him saying, I told you not to.
Right.
Because only he knows what the repercussions of what I said might be. Or it may not even be in it. It's the fact that I told you not to.
Right.
I mean, you know that stuff when you tell your kids and they be like, why I can't?
Because I said so.
I know. Now, you know, no one likes because I say it. So,
I know.
especially y'all kids today. We used to say it to our kids, but y'all kids, because you say it. So, why did you? Then why did you say so? Okay, I'm gonna question. Question the question. Then why did you say so? And But sometimes there are things God is telling us to do. It's something in your heart and in your spirit, and you know that it's wrong, but God can't tell you that it is. He can't tell you what it is, but it's like, or you don't know the full thing, but you just know for a fact that God is saying no. And sometimes we feel like we have to come up with a reason, but no really is a complete sentence.
Yeah, that's good.
You want to do this? No. Well, why not? I don't know. I ain't feeling it, brother. I ain't feeling it.
Right.
I don't know what you got to say.
Right.
But and those are, that's why I said obedience is a bold move. Every time you obey God, you're declaring something. You're declaring something in the physical realm, and you're declaring something in the spiritual realm, because only Satan knows the ideas that he's throwing towards your head.
Right.
And he knows when you pick up on the thought. Other people don't know. But it was him, and I'm talking to you. And then, yay, you chose me.
Yep.
You chose me. So.
I don't know if we don't have enough time to get into that, but that was a good point too. Just the idea that on both sides, God, not that they are equal, but God is giving you thoughts to lead you in a direction, and so is the enemy. He's giving you thoughts to lead you in a direction too. Which ones are you going to pick up on? Which ones are you following? It's always what we have to ask ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
Wow, well, this is good. Thank you. I feel it even more encouraged.
Well, good.
We can live boldly in a safe place. You know, as a church, we're cultivating an atmosphere where we can make bold moves, big or small. And this is an environment that welcomes it. And that's good news for us. So, as you go through this day, go through it knowing that we love you. God does too. Keep attending and keep being most blessed. We'll see you soon.
I've been wanting you behind me for so long. Lost in the world that feels so wrong. I'm yearning for a family inside. Pick up for home, my own bed at night. I travel so far and I've seen so much, but nothing compared to a mother's touch. I miss it like that and your love. That's around me like a warm love. My body road is